Hello, Libra. We are here to do your mid-November read. I am a psychic intuitive. I've also pulled the cards ahead of time, and I thought we'd start again. So I did do one previously, but we're going to continue through, get all the videos done as soon as possible because we need to do mid-month, and then I need to get on to the next month's reads, and I'll continue to give you guys twin flame updates. Feel free at the end of the video to ask questions. I'll have a brief amount of time to do that before I get into the next zodiac, which will be Scorpio. Scorpio? I think so. We'll check anyway. We'll see what comes through. Okay, so just tuning into your cards and sitting here for a little bit, you do have amethyst coming through as your crowning energy. The funny thing is both Giggle and I are the same zodiac sign, and I'm feeling this is more relating to dreams, your hopes and dreams, your perspective, your perception currently. I'm not going to try and not get into the astrology too much, but, with that movement, key dates, I'm seeing things bumping off by mid-month. With your crown chakra, you got your crown chakra, you've got your solar plexus. Is it solar plexus? Yes. Connecting to Jupiter, and strength, which we do have heart chakra activation. Now, what's coming through is you guys, you might have a little bit of fair base frequency coming through. You might be looking at the potentialities of your connections, which does make sense because we have Mars at the moment in your Venus house. Looking at it and feeling maybe nostalgic to a degree, but maybe not on the positive side. Feeling potentially that you're very protective. It could be that you're feeling a little bit triggered to a degree, but also knowing that you need to move through those energies because they're not going to serve you. When it does come to this situation with your romance at the moment, I do feel you can feel a little bit vulnerable at the moment. And I do feel some of you are regressing back and looking at certain patterns, looking at certain scenarios, trying to get back into when is this going to be a pleasurous occurrence. And it doesn't have to be that everything's super negative, and that's really not what I'm getting through this read. I just feel there's a lot of shadow work that's being done. There's a lot of reflection as to the past versus where you are now. It's almost like the pit stop at the train station. And with that pit stop, I'm sort of sensing a re-collaboration as to where you're going from here. This purging, it's even coming through in the cards, and it doesn't have, like I said, it doesn't have to be that it's aggressive, but you don't want to do anything foolish. You're needing to be gentle with yourself. So there could be some blame that you're looking at. There could be some scenarios that you feel aren't emotionally, what you did versus what the other person did versus where those things have been going. I do feel with the Fool in reverse, you could be a little bit like, sod this, I'm moving to the next level. And I feel it's on your mind. Some of you might be on the fence with the situation. And although we're relating this to a romantic situation, you also do have all your connections at the moment really balancing on a thread. So the testing energy can be coming through with energies around you as well. I do feel in a circumstantial situation there has or is external situations that could be playing out that are weighing on your mind. Now, these could have been previous things. They don't have to be something that's currently playing out now. And that's really in your mind's eye. It's like I feel you may be critiquing yourself and trying to come correct. Maybe guided to do something, but feeling maybe that's not the right thing. You're not wanting to make a foolish decision. But you do need to get your solar plexus and sacral chakra into balance. As for your dreams inside of this romance, I do feel you guys are realizing that, it's not only together, but it's also with the external energies at hand that had potentially taken this down a bumpy road. So there's those situations that you're trying to contest within your mind and come to terms with psychologically. Now, in the past, I do feel there were a lot of changes when it did come to romance, and a lot of the ways that you've had to relate to this romantic connection, it's really changed you. You're in the energy of 10, and I do feel you did feel things were going to a different level. Things were moving in a different direction. You maybe became comfortable. Maybe you had a sign or a synchronicity with the crown chakra here. and you were feeling as though things were moving. There were some steps that you took to assist in this, and there's a lot of reflection about that. And it was due to the fact in the past that the decisions that you made connecting to this romantic interest were to shift you to that next level. But I do feel you're looking at it at the moment and you're feeling it takes two to tango, you know, needing to be in this Jupiter energy. And definitely with the solar plexus, I'm feeling very much linking to Jupiter, the growth of the connection and wanting it to go to the next level. So the ways in which you shifted your environment around potentially, or your actions, it's taken a lot of energy from you. I do feel you're reflecting back over previous connections for those of you that have had it as well. And with those previous connections, there could be some patterns that you're looking at. This one person that you're very interested in at the moment, I do feel they're deeply in your mind, and you're looking at, you know, how far this has come, how long it's taken. And, you know, if it's just been an intimate connection or it's been so much more, some of you might be fixating that that's all it has been. But I'm really not feeling that that's so. I feel it's quite coming from a perspective of, one could say ego, but it's the psychology surrounding it. It's like, okay, what has the direct routine been? Had I been looking at this, you know, in a different way? Am I, in fact, wanting to build in this situation? Was this person wanting to build in this situation? And during Mars retrograde, it does really affect the intimate energy, which is going to be spiking at the moment. Big energies of love at the moment. You're wanting peace to be restored within your romance house. I do feel you're wanting to make peace with this individual. I do feel in general, with your hopes and dreams with this individual, you want to get on that ship and go. You want to be able to move to that next level. You want to have the fairy tale, so to speak. It's almost like the honeymoon stage. That's what I'm feeling. And I'm sensing that, like I said, with a lot of things that have been playing out, it had taken you away from that, and it had been a bit like Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, this could have been a family-related dynamic. This could have been, and I do feel it's on both sides, because the renewal of peace has been a shift in these situations. And that's really at the heart of the matter of what needs to be shifted. This can be on your side, their side, and I'm really feeling it's both. I do feel both of you, very separate in your own lives, have had very personal transformations, and I do feel a lot of inner child energy coming up, where you have had expectations maybe placed on you. You've needed to nurture and upgrade, and you've also been maybe contesting with family-related dynamics. Whatever this has been, it's taken a great deal of time. I'm getting a message that some of you are getting, I can't say bored. I wouldn't say bored. I would say you're getting to a place that certain things don't trigger you anymore. What are they meaning by that? I think it's looking at patterns within maybe things that people said, maybe the way they painted themselves. You know, it could have been work related, but with the frog on the card, it's a bit like the prince coming and seeing it in a certain way and then seeing it in a very different way. Yes, we do have to have the light and the dark, and I am seeing that you guys are really looking at wanting to be very safe in an environment, wanting to build with the person, wanting to feel directly connected, and really going into that inner child of needing to have more playfulness, needing to have more of a work-life balance, and time to paint and build on these dreams with this romantic interest. A lot of you might have been having triggers coming up to do with self-worth. And again, I do feel it might have been due to circumstances that have been playing out in this connection, and you've got, you are worth it. So again, if you had been feeling that this person had only wanted you for intimate reasons, I actually don't feel the cards are saying that. I feel it's a belief system, again, and due to the circumstances surrounding. I do feel that a lot of these things were conditioning and family-related dynamics going on. Maybe both of you were working too hard, or maybe both of you were dealing with circumstances outside of this connection. But I do feel the shift is really coming to a pivotal point, that it's coming back to the direct connection at hand. Yeah, it could have been due to betrayal. Look, with this card here, this card also, and the past with Jupiter, I'm kind of getting a feeling if there was a betrayal inside of a connection and there were third-party energies, it did. And look, the third-party energy did not have to be an intimate connection. It might have been external circumstances where energy was given to those sides, not directly into the connection. And it can be on both sides, really. But however it's played out, this self-worth energy has really made you question yourself, and it really it's really hit a nerve, so to speak. Okay, so with those emotions coming up, you might be thinking that, when was this going to get off the ground? And looking back, you're looking at it going, I put a lot of energy into this. I really did get to a point I believed it was going in a certain way, building to move towards a traditional connection, hoping within the tribe energies, really focusing on love. And maybe other areas of your life were suffering due to it. But you're really wanting to have a more stable environment. Some of you may have already moved. Some of you have had situations shift about relating to family. And, some of you are really working on yourself as well, to do with your self-esteem, to do with your appearance, but how you're feeling inside. It's more, I see this as inner healing. But the trigger point has definitely been due to other people maybe having the eye on this connection in a little bit of a jealous way, so to speak, almost wanting to pinch this string. The foundation of it. Okay, where are you at? Oh, okay, some of you are getting into this vibe, and that's why I said some of you are feeling like you want to move forward. It's like, do I just leave? Do I just go, look, it was what it was. It was a lesson. Maybe I looked at this person differently to what they looked at me. Again, I do feel there's things you're not seeing. This is about you getting into duality in yin and yang, and it is very reciprocal in a sense. This person really does have deep feelings for you. But I do feel one of you, and I feel it's strongly coming from Libra's side. It's that you feel you have to make a decision, but you also feel the other person on their side have things to make decisions on at the moment, and they really need to look at this very, very strictly. And both of you can be working very hard, but I'm really feeling like there's this energy of circumstances surrounding you that you've been holding at bay. And it's been quite arduous. Let's look at their energy. Yeah, there's a lot of growth happening within this person. They've been really thinking about it quite a bit. That, look, they might be not saying as much. If you're directly in this connection, it could be that they're very busy. They're looking over their shoulder at the past, and the funny thing is, you are the past, seeing the light in the dark, and I'll show you the card. So they're looking over their shoulder, and the funny thing is, what they're looking towards is beauty, which is how things used to be, versus what's telling them in their mind. So they have this very much push-pull energy going on. So they're trying to make sense of everything that's gone down. And they're also owning their power to really choose better, to get to a point where they're not allowing the demons in their mind to affect them. They're not allowing other people's perspectives to affect them. Something could be making them very angry as well. I do feel they're very, very protective. They might have had a little bit of a war going on in their mind. But they're also seeing the light in a situation. It's seeing something for what it really is. And I do feel this might have been, again, I'm feeling this push-pull energy of them being pulled in many directions and needing to be too many things to too many people, but really not navigating it from their perspective of how they felt to do with the connection. And I think this is really changing. This is where by the time they're having this little bit of hermit mode during this transit, I sort of do feel with all this lightning and fire and very, very frightening, they're getting to a point where they're like, right, okay, I've got clarity in mind here. I'm gaining my self-worth energy, which is empowerment. 7 is an empowerment energy. Both of you in dual energy are coming to a point you're gaining strength. You're looking at the toxicity that potentially could be there. You're wanting to get towards higher ground. And I do feel both of you are wanting to have your hopes and dreams. It's this anger energy coming through that, you know, enough is enough. It's needing to actually start shifting some things about so that these obstacles can be removed from your path. Now, in the past, ideal course of action. When it came to relationships, again, I do feel there was juggling. Maybe the way in which they handled it potentially wasn't in their mind correct, but they did what they knew. But there could have been some juggling, okay? Balancing many situations, trying to achieve things. If you're in this connection, trying to do too many things. And it has been to pull this all together, but at the same time, how they dealt with this connection in the past, it may have been due to conditioning. They forgot what it meant to be strong meant, and I don't feel that in a bad way. Maybe there was an innocence about a situation. There could have been, again, forgetting who they were, forgetting pain body experience. I'll just say that. So the ideal course of action, I don't feel they took, and I think they're really thinking of this. They're realizing that had they set that path and they had walked down that road effectively, that, you know, this maybe wouldn't have been where you both are. So they're really quietening their mind and they're seeing the clarity of the past. How are they feeling in their heart? Okay. Now, I see this person really tuning into these circumstances, and I do feel they're observing you and they're seeing that you might be a little bit distant, or you might be reflecting upon this in a potentially different manner in which they are, but there's something separate that you're struggling with. This could be the memories of the ghost gone by, which I think for many of you it is. And they're trying to assess how they can better serve this situation. How can they fix this? How can they make amends? And again, this blue energy is coming through. It is communication, but it's these emotions and this depression within the cycles and the circumstances of what's happened. I'm sensing that they're pausing. It's funny because they got 4-4. They're pausing. They're trying to think about how they can handle it, how they can bring the magic back into this situation, how they can let go and forgive and separate from other energies that potentially were blocking this path. So they're being very strict with themselves to do with this. They're like, they know in the shadow of this, both in their mind and their heart, that this is something that they need to make peace with. This is something that they need to, and it's to do with them separately as well. You know, pausing, reflecting, doing the inner work, looking at it and you know, releasing it. Releasing what doesn't serve them and coming to a place where they're having to walk away from a scenario. And again, standing near the tree, I see this elf very magical. And it is because they're wanting to follow their dreams. There's a lot of purple on this card. Really, you know, touching the tree, holding it, looking at conditioning, looking at belief systems, what connections mean, and wanting to get to a point they're going to that magical land, wanting to have their hopes and dreams and their wishes with you. And I do feel for a long time this has been on hold. For a very long time. I do feel any previous situations they were in, there was a lot of strictness. There was a lot of rules, regulations, obligations. Again, self-worth, energy, empowerment, that's where it got to. That potentially can be why the situation in the past with this connection didn't flow effectively. I do see this person working a lot as well. Yeah, they do feel that, they're realizing the injustice of this, that if they don't move towards this, be it they've got thoughts of what family is, what love is, wherever they're, it could be a home related dynamic. Again, there could be something that they're dealing with linking to home at the moment. But they're also looking at the bigger picture of the wish. They know that not everything's going to come together right away, but they also know that they have to deal with the conflict to make this happen. Their foundation. I do feel they're coming through and they're going to actually speak about some of these situations. I'm feeling as though they're feeling quite vulnerable. It could be to do with money. Again, really tired. I really see this person being extremely tired. I do feel this is going to be well and truly before Christmas. I can see the candles in the background, and I think they've almost made a plan. It's like, right, this is how it's going to happen. This is what's moving. But I do feel external energies. It could be telephone calls. It could be messages. And I'm going to pull a few cards on that because I can sense the energy that's coming through and it doesn't feel so fun. What is this energy for this person that is blocking them? For many, it's the memories. It's tension, it's memories. I feel they're moving away from people that maybe as they've advanced in their life and they're seeing things differently, they're just not seeing eye to eye in this situation. There's a lot of tension to do with circumstances and energies surrounding them. They could be very pushy and manipulative, and they're really just wanting to be themselves. They're wanting to be happy. There could be somebody that maybe uses manipulation as a situation, but ultimately they know every time this is occurring, it pans out the same way. So they're really seeing a pattern. Now with you, how are they feeling towards you, Libra? And I've got the foundation of it. I think you guys in general don't want to go and stoop to a lower level. But this could be coming out in a Mars effect for many of you. Okay, they do have a lot of faith in you. Some of these things that they've been doing, they know that you've made a lot of sacrifices for them, but they also feel that you are the one that they want to be with. This can be subjects to do with taking the connection the next level. It can also be doing things in a more traditional way. And your belief systems appear to be moving at this point. There is, you've got the faith card. So they're trying to be really wise, but I'm getting this download that it's like wanting to plan something, wanting to take it to the next level. Yeah, whatever they're needing to let go of, it's really coming up very loudly. It's like having to make this sacrifice to make this work. And the last energy that's coming through is the fact that they know what they know. They're vulnerable. They're getting to a point. They're getting grounded. They're wanting to move forward. But because they want the swish with you. If anything, the external energies that are affecting that, it's almost like they feel it's an obstacle that is needing to be removed. So they're removing this obstacle. Some of them are wanting to take a little bit of a holiday. This can be, they could already be doing this, but many of them maybe have been working very, very hard, dealing with their emotions, as well as within the 3D, potentially even external energies affecting them. And now it's come to a pivotal point where they're wanting a break. And the break is just absolute sheer fatigue. Yeah. Prior to New Year, they want a break. They want to break away from environments that maybe are making them tired. And this has been because they've been really working hard on their foundation to change situations. And they're really getting into the King of Swords energy. It's like, right, I've got to deal with this. I need to move forward. This isn't working. Really having to make that judgment, right? I've got to make that call. I need a break. I need to get grounded. I need to be in a space in my life where I can be open towards the one I love and wanting to really, give you a wish, Libra, give you some of these hopes and dreams. Now, the foundation between the both of you. I feel you guys are more like-minded than you're not. Obviously, away from ego and away from triggers, I do feel you guys have a very psychic connection. You're very in sync at the moment with what is going on between the both of you and in your own personal lives. It's almost like you're mirroring each other. You're wanting to be the best version of yourself. So both of you are, getting to the point, getting triggered, but then coming back to the reality of really loving yourselves for who you are. I do feel temporarily you had to go back and you had to actually do some things potentially on your own, both of you. But where you stand right now, there's something that needs to shift. And I'm thinking it's the inner child energy. It's getting back down to like I said, the honeymoon stage. This is what's coming in. Because where the stagnation lies is where the blockage is. And this is why it's coming up to shake it up. Now, what could be coming up this week to 2 weeks? There could be a circumstance that plays out that is going to require shifting about. This could be some external energies. 5, 6, 7. Okay, you're ascending. Keep your dreams alive. So with these dreams, I am saying as a clarifier, 5 of Wands. There are quite a few numbers here that are linking to 5. And again, there is a conflict here that is going to be dealt with in the next 2 weeks. It could arise as you move towards this. But I do feel there's conflict. And I think some of you know where this conflict comes from and what those things are. I'm going to pull a clarifier. What does the spirit animal want to tell us? What does Libra need to know about this place? Yeah. What do they say? Beauty is painful? Yeah, walk in beauty. It's like, having to make those hard choices, having to remove obstacles. Be careful, guys. Not all of us are beautiful and light. It's just the way it is. That's how the world's wired, right? There could be somebody, there could be somebody at the moment that is causing conflict. There could be a subject that comes up between you. It could directly be a circumstance that plays out on your side or their side. But there is conflict. And especially since Mars is retrograde at the moment, it's hitting your relationship sector. These things can come up to test us. The wish is going to come. The wish is going to be, the paving of the way both of you are doing it individually and connectedly. This healing is going to come through, but I do feel as this person moves towards you or subjects come up, there could be an external circumstance that requires you to shift in a particular way. So, be in awareness of it. This could be a group of people, a scenario, or some things you need to shift about. I'll get one last card and we'll tie that up. Overall, I see you guys healing a lot. If you are thinking this person is only interested for one reason, it's showing that it's not. And you're healing that, and it can be due to previous experiences and childhood conditioning. But I do feel there's a lot of there's a lot of healing in inner child here, especially with the higher heart chakra, goddess of creation, transformation, creativity, and wholeness. I'm also seeing keep up with your business ventures. Keep doing what you're doing. If you're being guided to do something, trust it. And I do feel, again, both of you feel like you're doing work separately. Now, this person is quiet, but it's not for wrong reasons. It's for positive reasons. But there still could be a family-related dynamic. We've got, the Empress card. We've got Goddess of Creation. We've got 5 of Wands playing out. On their side, what did we have? Some sense of a separation away from conditioning, pausing, reflecting, and wanting to come towards you. Making a choice, but it's the choices theirs. The choices, if we can balance these things, great. If we can't, and you're continually making the same cake, things do become stagnant, and the stagnancy creates boredom and blockages. So overall, there is healing. Yes, we can believe everything's going to be fine and everything's going to be perfect. Sometimes that can be egoic. Sometimes it can be a reality, but there is going to require to be some healing. Whatever that healing is, I do feel it relates to a group of energies that could be causing conflict. Again, it could be circumstances, but with the tribe energy, this can be on both of your side at the moment. Juggling things, trying to create balance. I'm also seeing a subject to do with Christmas coming up. Be it you do celebrate it or not, it's that time frame. It's sort of that pocket of energy coming through. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that because it keeps coming up. And I heard July, Christmas in July before I come on. So, for some of you, it could be a particular zodiac of that birth month, or it could be relating to, are you going to see this person? And is there going to be balance if you're in the connection by that time? And we're going to pull a clarifier. You may feel that this situation's a real mess. Yeah, okay. I feel their mother's guiding them. Yeah, there's something, again, to do with creativity. Let's tune into it. Yeah, whatever it is, you're going to be happy about it. I do feel whatever this is coming through, what they're moving about, what they're trying to do, it's to create this balance, and you're going to be very happy by that point. But I do feel potentially in the next week, 2 weeks, there could be a conflict coming up that could be a little bit challenging. Now, most of the energy when you look at the astrology this month is really more to do with the beginning of the month. You could find, especially moving towards the Scorpio moon, yes, there could be potentialities of conflict, but it's coming through in the card. So whatever this is, it's meant to occur. How you deal with it's going to be very important. Be careful not to be just, look, everything's beautiful, bunnies and roses, because we have to look in the 3D and, sometimes we have these challenging circumstances. But you will do what it takes, and I feel I'm seeing this on both of your sides. You're going to do what it takes to make both of your dreams come true. Okay. Any questions in the house while I'm cleaning up? But yeah, I feel a funny feeling with that 5 of Wands. I don't feel it's your energy. I don't feel it's their energy. I feel it's external energies. Could be work. Could be people. It feels people. It's definitely people. When will I hear from Francis? He's a Cancer. Well, we are having a new moon in Cancer next month at 0 degrees. Cancerians, Capricorns at the moment are going through a lot of changes. I'll pull a card in a minute. I don't feel they like where they're at the moment, love. I don't feel they like their environment. They were supposed to be away from the environment. That's all they're saying is the environment. The people surrounding them is maybe not the people they used to surround themselves with is not currently the people they prefer. I do feel that they're quite busy, maybe very focused on career at the moment or money, but I'm not feeling they're happy where they're at. They're getting a bit frustrated. Mars is hitting there. Where am I? 10th house, career, frustrations, right? He's been quiet since August, yeah. Look, as Mars goes direct, you'll probably find with masculine energies, you'll get more communication. With the fatigue energy, it's the integration. Yeah, just they're not liking their tribe, honestly. So there could be some movement. As for communication, I'll pull a card. Once they drop these burdens, you'll get communication, but at the moment they don't want to project it to you. but they're not looking at you as the problem. Okay, so they've had this shift in perspective. They're realizing it's the environment, they're conditioning their belief systems. And I do feel they're letting some of these burdens down. They're going to be warmer to you and more reciprocal, but at the moment they do have a dynamic going on that they're trying to move away from. Can I pull a card for you? Should you schedule a lobotomy? Oh, Giggle, we're going together. I told you that. But, you know, we have talked about this over the years, Giggle. Right. And I think we've realised the brain and the soul still have two different things. The brain is ego. The soul, you know, has the feelings, right? And unless we just permanently want to be Mars, that's hard work. You know, being angry is hard work. Being sad is hard work. Okay, it's asking you to sit. It's asking you to trust that at the moment, yes, the healing is coming. Don't try and map it out. Don't try and work out how to do it, because I do feel it is occurring on their side of the fence, which does make sense through the reading. It's coming through there. I hope the reading made sense. It made sense to me. Overall, they are frustrated and moving out of their way. Do I feel they've been working hard? Yes, I do. Are both of your energies feeling like you need a little bit more fun, communication, movement? Yes. Intimate energy is going to start spiking between you. There is passion between you, but it's not just that. It's hopes and dreams. It's the strength within the connection, and it's also the passion and the building and the things to that degree. Yeah, the two. Yeah, I'm down with you. At the funny farm, I think it's point blank zero the last few years, quite frankly. I mean, you know, what's happened in the collective, and then Ruby. It's interesting because my twin gave me a Ruby, and Ruby relates to the energy of royalty, but it's also scarred connections. And I do feel with the red energy coming through for you guys, it is linking to, as Mars goes direct, I feel Venus will plateau out. All right? Any other questions in the house? Most welcome. Have a quick break and I'll smudge the cards and I'll pull for the next. So we have Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini. There you go. So we'll do Aquarius. Should we do Aquarius or should we do Gemini? Am I right? I'm having one of those days. Aquarius. Oh, I'm all right. Aquarius. Okay, you were the first in the house, so we'll do that for you. Okay, we'll be back in 5 and we shall do Aquarius.